Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd just flick everybody through my portfolio today. We can have a little look. Seems to be back in the green or the blue as it is on Revolut. We seem to be on a nice upward trend. So I was down obviously for the last month. Anybody following the channel was able to see that. A lot of my stocks are turning to blue again. You can see Apple's back in the blue. That was down a while, for a good while. 126 a share it is now. So it's been floating around 119 to 122, 123 the last couple of months. So 126 is a nice little jump up. How else are we doing? I've only got 2 carnivals. I wish I bought a few more carnivals back in the day. It's about 28. I think I got in. Well, it's up nearly 50%. So it would have been what I got in at about $20 a share or something like that. I'm not sure, guys. My maths are really bad and I'm a bit sleepy at the minute. Let's see how else things are doing. Etsy. Got 2 shares of Etsy. I'm down about 12%. But Etsy's going to be a long hold. It obviously did very well in 2020, but I'm going to hang on to it for a while. Couple of years. I think Etsy might double this year or get close to it, around 350 a share maybe by Q4. So I'm not too worried about that. There's GameStop, what used to be a few shares of GameStop. That's been moving around today. It's sitting at 185. I think it was down big in pre-market and made it up then shortly after, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, NIO, 34 shares of NIO and I'm down about 15%. So that means average price on NIO is like $45 for 34 shares. Isn't too bad because that's another long-term hold of mine. Excuse me. NVDA, that's back in profit. Up about 4%, 560 a share now. That's a pretty good price for NVIDIA. A lot of upside on that. I mean, I think, let me just see. I think NVIDIA was near 600 quid at one stage. Yeah, I touched 613 a share at one point. So it's still an attractive buy now if we are in the beginning of the next bear market of 2021. Palantir, I've got 50 Palantirs. Let's see how this did today. It's up nearly 2% today. 5% for the week, still down over the last month. I think anything under this kind of, what price did it hit there? Anything under, say, 25 a share is definitely a buy for Palantir. I've kind of got purchase points scattered all across here. So I tried the dollar average down, obviously when it was down at like 20 quid a share. I had to get it down a bit because I was buying so much on the bull run that my average was like well into the 30s. 2 shares of Spotify, that's slightly in profit. Actually, yeah, look, I bought a few shares of Plug Power today and I'm already up just about 0.1%. Like you look at the 6-month chart, it's up 100%, but it was up near 75 a share. It's half of that basically now. Just bought 4 shares. If it stays around this price, I might buy more because the target of a lot of Wall Street analysts has this at like 70 a share by the end of the year, so it might be a way of doubling my money, and usually they're pretty conservative with their projections. Yeah, so 2 shares of Spotify. I've got 3 Squares. I want to buy a few more Squares as the year goes on. There's Tesla, obviously recovered nicely. The good news with the earnings and exceeded its earnings expectations, so it's kind of stuck at around 700 a share. It was back down at like 600 a share, 630 for the last week or two. It was lower then at the start of the March correction, but it's made up a bit of ground. Xpeng's another company. I've got 14 shares. I'm gonna try load up, get to maybe 30, 40, 50 shares as the year goes on, depending on how their price moves, because I think it's gonna start rising very soon. I know the chip shortage is interfering with EV stocks, but Xpeng I think is definitely in an uptrend now. There might be a couple of little jumps downwards, but I think that's a good long-term hold. I don't think it'll do as good as NIO or nowhere near as good as Tesla, but it's kind of like a cheaper NIO. That's the way I'm looking at it. Cheap NIO is Xpeng, so it's also a cheaper share price too, so it's easy to pick up a couple more. Zebra Technologies, they're a very good company. I'd highly recommend Zebra Technologies as like a safe tech stock, a tech stock that doesn't jump up and down, that isn't very volatile, to any kind of tech related news or 10-year treasury yields, bond market news. Zebra Technology is very steady, but it's also pretty high growth. Not as high growth as some tech stocks, but still pretty high. So yeah, we're sitting at around 11,100 at the minute. Let's make it 20k by the start of 2022. Hope you enjoyed having a look at this, and if you have any questions, just hit me up down below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and I'd love to hear from you guys what you'd like me to cover. I'm also very open to suggestions on different topics too. So have a good night. Let's have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.